Hello everybody, this is Veteran Intelligence, where we're going to talk about everything about joining the Army, being in the Army, transitioning from the Army, information technology, cybersecurity, and when it comes time to get out, and the different things that you can do to help prepare yourself for success. My name is Carlos. I've been serving active duty in the Army, and I'm preparing to transition out. And let me just tell you some of the things that I wish I had known when I was about to join, and especially the top 10 reasons why you should join the active duty Army. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, job security. In this day and age of difficulties with unemployment, either finding a job or keeping a job, the active duty military is a wonderful example of something that you can do to make sure that you can get the job and keep the job. Right now, the Army is having trouble finding the recruits that they need, and they're having trouble making the mission of how many people enlist every year. So that means it's a wonderful chance to be able to go and get in, to talk to the recruiter, and they're going to be so excited that they're going to get you into the Army. And then once you're in there, as long as you're doing what you need to, you'll be able to continue in the Army. You'll be able to get that job security. And one of the great things about the Army is as long as you're doing the right thing, you're going to be able to continue serving in the Army. And when you're just starting out, it's really easy to make sure that you're doing the right thing. And in fact, your leadership usually only asks you to do 3 things. Be in the right place, at the right time, and in the right uniform, all of which they're going to tell you. Number 2, the guaranteed paycheck. For the paycheck, one of the great things about the military is how consistent it is. You know how much you're going to get, and you know that you're going to get it on the 1st and the 15th of the month. Now this may wiggle here or there a few days based on holidays, weekends, but for the most part, you know that you're going to get it about every 2 weeks. And so this is something that you can really bank on. What makes this so great, and especially since it is backed by the federal government, is that military members and the banks that they use know that the pay is going to be coming. And so larger banks such as USAA, Navy Federal Credit Union, and a lot of the other banks that people are using know that they're going to be paid. And so even during government shutdowns and furloughs, when other people weren't getting paid, the banks continued paying the military members because they knew they were going to be paid. So during the last government shutdown, those of us in the military continued to receive our paychecks. Number 3, the other benefits such as healthcare, dental. TRICARE Prime means that while you're serving, you can go to a military hospital or sometimes even civilian hospitals and receive care such as inpatient care, emergency services, surgery, recovery for free. 0 premiums, 0 copays. Even a lot of prescription medication you can pick up for free. By not having to pay for your healthcare and being able to get the healthcare that you need means that people don't have to sit and ask themselves if they can afford to get the care they need to live their best, healthiest lives. The military knows that if they can keep people healthy, it's going to pay dividends. And so they're going to take care of you so you can take care of the mission. And that's why it's in their best interest to make sure that everybody is as healthy and well cared for as possible. And this is more than just healthcare benefits. There's also BAH, which stands for Basic Allowance for Housing. This makes sure that you have money to live. If you're single, then you're going to be most likely living in the barracks. The military is going to provide you an area to live, and so that'll be covered. For those with dependents, spouses, children, they'll receive their BAH so they can live either on post or off post, but outside of the barracks. And to make sure that you can pay for it, the Army is going to give you a special additional allowance to pay for it. And continuing in the vein of paying for housing, those that serve in the military, currently serving or getting out, are authorized to use VA loans. And the great thing about a VA loan is you can qualify for them, and unlike a conventional loan, you don't need any money down. You can get a loan for a house for no money. You may want to talk to a financial manager or somebody that can help you really sit down and decide if a conventional loan with a down payment is better, or if going with the VA loan with a 0 down, or even up to 20%. It's possible to do a VA loan and put down 20%. But the great thing about the VA loan is you don't have to. Another great thing about the Army is they're going to help you pay for college, whether you need to go or if you've already been. If you've already gone to college and you have student loans, that's fine. You can join and then talk to the recruiter, and they'll talk to you about the student loan repayment program, where over 3 years, they're gonna pay a portion of your loans up to $65,000. Caveat to that though, is that if you get the student loan repayment, you don't qualify for the GI Bill. The GI Bill is for those that haven't been to college or that want to continue going to college. It's money that the government is going to give you to pay to attend college. If you serve for 6 years, you can transfer it to your spouse, and if you serve for 10 years, you can transfer it to a child. If you are trying to go to college while you're in, the Army has tuition assistance, where they're going to set aside a certain amount of money and pay the college directly for you to attend. This is about $4,500 a year or about 16 semester hours. So talk to your education center. They're going to tell you what you need to do to be able to qualify for tuition assistance. All right, 5 and 6 are really intertwined, so I'm going to cover them together. Number 5 is learn new skills, and number 6 is gain job experience. When you're trying to transition to something, a lot of times you have to pay for a costly course. It can be really difficult and time consuming to learn the skills that you would need for a certain job, such as plumbing, for example, or automotive engineering, if you wanted to go into the medical field. A lot of these courses would be a year long, could cost thousands of dollars, and all of that would most likely have to come out of pocket. But if you're joining the Army for that job, the Army is going to send you to a special school to train you to do it. And the greatest thing is, not only are you not paying for it, the Army is paying you while you're going through. So you are getting paid to learn the skills that you're going to need for your future job. And then job experience. Everybody's heard of the vicious circle of, I need a job to get job experience, and I need job experience to get a job. The Army is going to cut through all of that. They're going to train you for a job, put you into the job so you can start working it. And then that work experience can actually translate to civilian job experience when it comes time to transition out. For example, if you're a military policeman in the Army, then when it comes time to transition out, if you want to do law enforcement, that experience translates. You're able to carry that over. So now you have job experience. You can say, I have 5 years of experience as a law enforcement officer. There are very large enlistment and re-enlistment bonuses. They want people to come in and then they want them to stay. And what the Army has realized is if they can pay people to do that, people are more likely to want to come in and stay. Some critical jobs actually offer bonuses as high as $50,000. I don't have the list, it changes all the time. You'll want to go and talk to your recruiter about it. They'll give you a test to see which ones you would qualify for, but then just talk to them and let them know that you're interested in an enlistment bonus. I do have to mention that this bonus is taxed. It's about 40%. So for example, if you are looking at receiving $50,000, you could conceivably get a big lump sum of $38,000. So make sure that when you're going and you're talking to your recruiter that you're discussing these enlistment bonuses to make sure that you aren't leaving any potential money on the table. Number 8, travel. The Army is going to help you travel. Of course, everybody's going to immediately think of deployments, Iraq, Afghanistan, things of that nature, but there's more to it than that. The Army actually has bases overseas in a lot of different wonderful locations. Japan, Hawaii, Korea, Germany, Italy. Personally, I've been stationed in Hawaii, Korea, and Germany, and I was able to spend years in those areas where not only did I not have to pay to go there and stay and travel, I was being paid by the Army to live there. I went on a trip with friends to Ireland, to Spain. Think of the wonderful travel opportunities that you may have. Number 9. Military perks. These run the gamut from Space A travel to the military discount that everybody's familiar with. Space A travel is where through a military airport, you'll sign up for your wish list of places that you would want to go. You could buy a deeply discounted ticket to be able to ride along with them because otherwise that space would just be empty anyway. I've heard examples of people flying from Hawaii to Korea for $15. There are a few things to keep in mind. The travel itself isn't guaranteed, and they recommend that you have the money to pay for a ticket in case you need to pay to come back because they can't guarantee the flights. They can't guarantee there will be space available for you to fly. But this is a wonderful way to be able to go and explore other areas when you do have some time off. And then of course I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the military discount. Everybody's heard about this. A lot of places will offer discounts only certain times, such as Memorial Day or Veterans Day, whereas other places will have it year-round. Home Depot is one of them. No matter when you go or what you're purchasing, you're gonna get 10% off. While this isn't a lot, it can add up, and especially on larger purchases, for example, electronics, it could actually end up saving you hundreds or possibly even thousands of dollars. And then finally, number 10, the retirement. After you serve for 20 years, you're gonna be eligible to receive 40% of your base pay every month for the rest of your life. You'll even qualify for healthcare. You'll still have access to the base, so you can go and shop at the commissary, which is the military version of a supermarket, or the PX, the post exchange, which is a shopping center just for military. The great thing about the PX is the prices are generally pretty comparable to the local area, but they're tax-free. So that's another way that you'll be able to save money. So what did you think? Of the 10 benefits that we discussed today, which ones were you interested in? Which ones did you not really care about? Were there any that we didn't discuss in enough detail? If you have any questions or comments, put them down below and we'll get to them. If you like this sort of content, you want me to continue doing it, a like and a subscribe and definitely a comment would really help out. Veteran Intelligence, signing out.